Hello! In this video we are going to review VLOOKUP, one of the top 10 most commonly used functions in Excel. VLOOKUP is a function that allows you to look up a value in a column and return related data. If you're using Excel 2019 or below, you will have to use VLOOKUP instead of the new and improved function XLOOKUP. XLOOKUP is only available if you're using Excel Microsoft 365 or Excel versions 2021 or higher. Let's start with our examples. In the first range, I have orders information linked to employee ID, but I'm missing employee name, employee job title, sales region. I do have another range here on the right, which contains all employee information, employee ID, name, job title, sales region. We're going to use VLOOKUP to pull the missing data in the first range. To get started with VLOOKUP, I'll hit the equal sign and type VLOOKUP. The first parameter in our function is the lookup value. So our lookup value will be employee ID. We'll hit comma here, and the next parameter will be the table array. So this will be the array where the first column has to be employee ID. So we'll come here to the second and select our array, then comma, and then we have to calculate the column index. So we're looking for employee name. So we will start from employee ID 1 and then employee name 2. So we'll type 2 and then comma. The last parameter is what match we're going to perform. Is it approximate, which is default, or exact? We're looking for exact, so we'll have to type false and close the parentheses. So let's check if our result is correct. Here on the second table, this is our result. Melody Patterson is correct. So double clicking down will pull the formula down. But what happens here is we're getting an A. Something is wrong. So how we're going to fix this is going back to our first cell and making sure that the table array range is absolute value. So we'll select this range and press F4 to make it absolute. And now we will drag the formula down to the bottom. We have here this NA, which seems to be an error, and we're missing the employee ID in the second. So how do we deal with these errors? We can wrap the whole formula in if error. We will type whatever we want to see. We either want to see nothing or just say do not found or just not found in quotations. Let's look for the other two columns right now. This time let's change both ranges to table. So I'm clicking here and changing this to table. I'll select this. My table has headers. Okay, and then we'll change this to table as well. Let's select this one. Okay. So this time when I type my VLOOKUP formula, I'm looking for the same employee ID, and then this is the range. I can only, for example, show the range until job title because I don't need the sales region as well. So comma, and then our column is number 3 and false for our exact match. You can see this time we get to see the results for all the lines automatically without us dragging the formula down. Now, I mentioned VLOOKUP has some important limitations, and we will see how to deal with the limitations. So the first thing is lookup value needs to be at the beginning of the column of the table. So if I'm looking for employee ID, it has to be at the beginning of the second table to pull the information after that. If the employee ID, for example, is here at the end, VLOOKUP cannot perform. The next one is range lookup. That's our last parameters, It is optional, but it is defaulted to approximate match. So in some cases, because we are mostly looking for exact match, we might receive inaccurate results. Also, VLOOKUP cannot return a dynamic array result. It always returns a singular value and always the first instance. VLOOKUP only performs vertically, and if you want to do it horizontally, it has to be HLOOKUP. To deal with these limitations, we can see some examples of how to use INDEX+MATCH or XLOOKUP. So let's start first with making ranges to tables, and we type index. I'm looking for employee name, so I will be coming here and selecting employee name, comma, and then match. Then we are looking again for employee ID into the column where the employee ID exists, comma, and match type has to be exact, so we'll select 0 and we'll close the parentheses for the match and then parentheses for the index function. Again, you can wrap this in if error, and this time we'll just leave it as blank. Okay, so now let's see how XLOOKUP will do the same. XLOOKUP, lookup value is the employee ID, lookup array is the employee ID column, then comma, return array, we want job title, so we'll select the job title column. If not found, this time you can say blank, we don't want anything. And the match mode has to be exact, which is default, so we can type 0. The last one is the search, we'll leave it as empty. And here you go, XLOOKUP pulled information. Now let's delete the results in column C to E and try to pull dynamic array result with XLOOKUP. XLOOKUP lookup value is our employee ID, and then lookup array is the employee ID array, comma, return array, we want all 3 arrays to be returned, comma, if not found, blank, and then match mode is 0, we can just close it. And what happened here is we're getting a spill error. And why? Because our first range is not a range but table. So in order to use this dynamic array formula, we need our data in a range. Bring this back to a range, convert to range. Do you want to convert the table? Yes. And here you go, the result is automatically displayed, and we pulled with one formula all 3 columns. The last example is approximate match. We have here the order table and we have order total. You want to bring a range for the order total and use these ranges here. So let's first make this as a table and we'll start typing our formula. VLOOKUP. What is the lookup value? It's the order total into the table. So this is our table. And we are looking the second column, and the range lookup is approximate, so we'll leave it. And everything looks correct, right? What if we add a new line? Let's say we have 100 to 2050, and then we'll add 2050 here, 2050 to 500. It is inaccurate because this has to be alphabetically ordered for VLOOKUP to look up correctly approximate match. Let's see how XLOOKUP will deal with the order that is not alphabetical. So XLOOKUP, our lookup value is in order total, comma, VLOOKUP array is the order total array, comma, the result is in range, comma, if not found, we'll leave it. Match mode has to be exact match on X smaller, so -1, and The last one is our search result. We don't want to select any option here. We want the default close. And here you go. Let's see, here we have issues with VLOOKUP not pulling correctly. So for VLOOKUP to show up correctly, we need to order this alphabetically. Here you go. This is now correct. So make sure when you're using VLOOKUP for approximate match, always to order alphabetically your lookup table. And that's it, guys. That's everything for VLOOKUP. If you like this video, please subscribe and hit the like button. If you have any interview questions, drop them in the comment, and thank you for watching.